Moses said, "Show me your glory, I pray." Recently I did some air travel. In the past I've always enjoyed it. The thrill of a massive hunk of steel and exhaust zooming up into the sky seems ridiculous, impossible, absurd, even with a rudimentary understanding of the physics of flight. But this was the first time I had flown at a stage in my life where I had dependence. This time I felt the wonder of flight hidden under furious muttering of prayers for safety. I realized also that my time of riding roller coasters was probably coming to an end too. In the past I had done these things, air travel, thrill rides, new experiences with minimal planning, out of a sense of youthful abandon. Now I find myself having to ask the question, am I brave enough? When we were young Christians, still being bottle-fed spiritual milk by our spiritual wet nurses, these words sounded exciting. Our story had just begun. Our first steps were those of an adventurer off to explore the thrilling world of Christian discipleship. The Lord of all that is, that has been, and ever will be, has spoken our name, and called us up to serve in our own particular role. Are we brave enough? In another place, Jesus counseled us to count the cost of discipleship. We are not to be the inner city developer who begins constructing his skyscraper without sufficient investors. We are not to be the despot attempting to annex his neighboring country without enough tanks. When God revealed some of his glory to Moses, he then spoke of a covenant, of performing marvels such as have not been performed in all the earth. If we keep on seeking, we shall keep on finding. But what shall we find? Are we brave enough? We see a parallel here between the first and second readings. Just as Moses saw God and then was given a commandment, so too with the disciples and Christ. He took off his robe and washed their feet, and then bound them in a covenant of loving service. The disciples saw God perform marvels such as have not been performed in all the earth. The Word made flesh, his obedience unto death on a cross, his defeat of death, and the seal unto new life of the resurrection for all who would believe. We too, should we keep on seeking, find God performing even more marvels such as have not been performed in all the earth. I have asked my God to show me his glory, but what will I find? Am I brave enough?